What's good, everyone? Version Z is now live on JP. One of the first things I wanted to test out is the auto mode feature or auto battle and auto map that's been added. Basically, it streamlines the process. This was, the first testing of like 2 runs on quest mode to just test it out and see how it works overall. Now, there are a lot of other features that have been incorporated into the game. I haven't really covered in full detail like a comprehensive coverage of like all the new features added in. So if that's something you're looking for in addition to this, just let me know in the comments and I can cover it on a video at some point. So if that's something that is interesting to you, just let me know in the comments, like I said. Alright, so now you see on the bottom center, you've got the map auto on the left side and then the battle auto. So auto map and auto battle are the two features. The auto map is essentially just going to automate the process of going through the map itself. Auto battle is basically just automating the battle itself. So here are my thoughts, and you probably noticed it at this point already. Your decision making is pretty much locked up, so you can't even like adjust your rotations or manually override a step in the map. I've kind of noticed there's certainly a little bit work needed on this because for me personally, because I do grind links pretty heavily, this isn't necessarily an optimal approach for me. I'd rather just kind of do this manually because I want to make sure I'm able to land on as many Cybermen as possible in the map, and then also like in the battle itself, obviously the Broly is the AoE type as a friend lead, and you definitely want to depend on this unit in terms of like, making sure you clear the enemies as quickly as possible. Now, the way the rotations work, where they're locked in, it's not really that efficient at this point in time, but this is, a brand new rollout of the auto feature, so of course, like, it's essentially a pilot program, so they're gonna build on this foundation in terms of like making things a little bit more efficient and optimal in the future. But at this point in time, from what I've seen in the 2 runs that I tested, it's not necessarily. Now maybe you can mitigate this with better team building, because I throw in a bunch of units, not even the proper leader skill, just to get through links for units I'm interested in, but. I guess my 2 cents here is I try to avoid super attacks as much as possible, just normal attacks to kill the enemy, kind of make things go a little bit faster, and then with the auto feature, auto battle mode, let's just call it auto mode. With the auto mode, you're basically whenever the AI figures they can get a super attack, they're gonna take that super attack, and you can see the Broly in the floater position, which is not where he wants to be. He wants to be on a rotation every other offset. So again, certainly there's a lot of work to be done here, but yeah, I mean, as you can see, there were 2 1s. He could have landed on the Cybermen, but the program decided to just bypass that and go straight to Turles. So these are like the areas where the human factor is definitely an element here, where human decision making is probably important. The AI probably doesn't recognize some of the things like we do in terms like for those that have been grinding constantly with link levels on 23.8. So there's certainly a clear distinction between the two in that regard. So that's probably my thoughts on it overall. I don't know if I want to keep going here after this, because I did test it out a second time with the boost feature on, but it was the same story. Essentially, the map, the layout, the way the auto feature went through the map wasn't ideal by any means. And number 2, the battles just made it, I don't know, it seemed to drag out for me personally, but I guess like that's a compromise you're willing to make in terms of like not doing it manually for every single decision making. For me personally, I almost feel like I'm better off doing this manually. It's more efficient use of my time in a way. So I don't know. Like, let me know what your thoughts are on this. But for me, anyway, it seems like there's still a lot of work to be done with the auto feature. It's a great start, and I think it'll make things easier for a lot of people. It's just a little frustrating for for people like me that want to ensure the maximum return per run, so it's a little bit, it's throwing me off a little bit, but I think overall it's a great start. That's probably the best way to put it. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm guessing most people are probably happy about this feature being added. The one thing they will never fix and they never tend to address is the friend system. Once they update that, things are good to go. But I think I'll go ahead and wrap up here. You know, I could have showed the entire second run here, but it's pretty much the same story. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys later. All right, peace out.